Road to the Super Bowl, NFC North.
Ooh.
There's an odd man out.
Who?
There's one odd man out, and we're gonna talk
Wait,
about
you
them.
mean the for sure playoff team if you draft Caleb Williams?
So yeah, we're gonna talk about them first and get Chicago out of the way. Devin, Caleb Williams,
You mean
D,
Super Bowl contenders?
DJ Moore, Roma Doomsday. You got Komet, you got Swift, you got Montez Sweat. Some moves they made. Grady Jarrett. They traded for Joe Tooney. They picked up a guard from LA, Jonah Jackson. They picked up a center from Atlanta, Drew Dowman. Pros, and I'm being honest, with how grounded Chicago and Caleb Williams were this season,
Yeah.
in terms of like I hope they would explain this season or define the season as like a punch in the face,
Yeah.
like a just reality slapping them in the face.
Yes. But like the worst, like I want them to look back and go, we were incredibly delusional and so far off. It's not even funny.
Like prime Mike Tyson just punching you right in
Yeah.
square in the mouth. Like we made a mistake.
Yeah.
I do expect Caleb Williams to step up.
To what?
To step up.
Of course.
I expect him to step up, and considering the worst O-line in the NFL, are making moves trying to make this O-line better. It's like, all right, so obviously the worst facet of your game, you guys are at least addressing in the offseason.
Yeah.
But I feel like at the same time, that's their biggest con is Caleb Williams has to step up.
Yeah. I mean, to me, this feels like I hate to say it, but like a Zion situation. Not exactly, but in the way that like when he's entering the league, the expectations are through the fucking roof,
Mm-hmm.
and then and then struggles and does all that, and then the expectations kind of fall into a place maybe where they should have been last year. Like for Caleb, I think his expectations will be way more realistic, which is maybe having a winning season or making the playoffs or not losing 12 games or something not Super Bowl contenders your first year in the league. And maybe that will be better for them and maybe they can exceed from there. But, just realistic shit.
The more we see these young quarterbacks having success, like Jaden Daniels having the greatest rookie season ever. We got C.J. Stroud as being one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Like, Caleb has to step up. I mean, he has to.
Because it's not going to come from the rest of his team. DeAndre Swift's not running through everybody.
I mean, if you look at the schedule, obviously besides their division opponents, they got at home Cleveland, Dallas, the Giants, Pittsburgh, New Orleans, and away they got to play Baltimore, Cincinnati, Philly, Washington, Vegas, and San Fran. So obviously the schedule not being
not easy,
not helping them out too much.
No.
So I could ask you whatever out of 10, but we could be honest with ourselves and say, yeah, I mean, it's a big old goose egg, Devin. Like considering just the division they're in, the team alone, like there is a 0% chance that this team in this next upcoming season that they're making the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just not happening.
And it's like they had Keenan Allen. Do they still have Keenan Allen?
Yeah, I think so. I don't.
But it's like last year, that move, if that team were to be ready, it's like
they don't have
last
Keenan.
ditch.
They don't have Keenan. They don't have Keenan. They don't have Keenan anymore.
Okay.
He's a free
But
agent.
like last year, it was like, oh, let's pull the last little bit out of Keenan that we can. And then you get into this year, and it's like,
absolutely,
you don't have him anymore, and now you have Rome and
DJ Mordo. That's cool.
No, for
and
sure.
And they got Komet at tight end. I mean, that's you got.
You gotta perform, and
you can cook. And then, I mean, I guess they got defensive potential. I mean, at all three levels. Okay, they got Montez Sweat, Grady Jarrett. At linebacker, they got Trey Edmonds and T.J. Edwards. And then, You want to go third level. You got Jalen Johnson, Kevin Byard, Kyler Gordon. I mean, they got names at all three levels. They got potential.
Yeah.
But chances of making the Super Bowl,
0.
it's a big old whopping 0. It has to
Yeah.
be. Green Bay. You want to talk stars or notable players? I'm sure I'm going to miss some, but Jordan Love, Christian Watson, Josh Jacobs, Tucker Kraft, Xavier McKinney. If you're not familiar, 8 interceptions last year. Bro
Who?
was an absolute Xavier McKinney,
Yeah.
absolute ball hawk. Quay Walker, Jay Alexander. They got stars. They got stars.
Quay Walker's not great, but
Quay Walker. I mean, Quay Walker's.
he's
I
cool
like Quay Walker. Quay Walker's. He's a nice athletic linebacker. He's
for
You
sure.
can appreciate a Quay Walker. I mean, a notable move, McCole Hardman. I
Cool.
saw. So, I mean
A little bit more speed out there. That's nice.
But straight to the pros. I guess the biggest pro to me is you're going to have hopefully a healthy Jordan Love.
Yeah.
And that will quickly eliminate any of the Malik Willis conversations that we were having last season.
Should never have been a thing.
Like, just the fact that Malik Willis was a threat to the starting position at quarterback for the Packers. Definitely put a chip on Bro's shoulder. But at the end of the day, Jordan Love showed up to play and couldn't even make up what was he? Couldn't even ball his hand up.
He couldn't make a fist. Yeah.
Half of his hand, he couldn't even move.
Yeah. But
he's the guy.
Yeah. I mean, and we talked about it when it was happening, but Malik Willis's success just shows how decent of a team Green Bay is.
Well, yeah, you look at it, they were second best in sacks allowed. Their defense was 4th in takeaways. Their defense was 6th in sacks. I mean,
yeah,
they had a great team around them. They were
and it's like Malik Willis wasn't blowing everybody out or doing anything crazy, and that's where I think this team can really get good is like Jordan Love steps into his own a little bit, but plus this defense, plus this run game that they've got. It doesn't have to be all on him. Similar to the way Philly runs.
I can't really put my finger on the con, and I don't want to give them that much credit in terms of like.
Spelled?
How do you spell it?
COCK.
That's okay. So
you said you want to put a finger on it.
But I can't put my finger on it, and I don't. And I'm not saying this to hate on Green Bay, but I don't want to give them that much of an expectation or that much credit to, just to, I don't know, put too much pressure on them. I just can't really figure out what exactly it's going to. I know it's going to be something.
Yeah.
Is it going to come down to Matt LaFleur? Is it going to come down to just Jordan Love simply
Jordan Love's decision making?
Just simply continuing the quarterback legacy in Green Bay, and just living up to that expectation. I don't know. I mean, and it is the NFC North is an animal, and their schedule obviously isn't helping them at all. They got Baltimore, Cincinnati, Philly, Washington, Carolina at home. Away, they got Cleveland, Dallas, the Giants, Pittsburgh, Chargers, Seattle, and then they got to play Minnesota twice, Detroit twice, and they get 2 easy wins against Chicago. But still,
maybe
I think it's gonna be difficult, and they probably NFC South, NFC West, they're probably winning with no problem.
Yeah.
But the fact they're in the NFC North, I mean, it's gonna be a bitch. They're gonna be a really good. I think they're gonna be the second best team in the North, pushing for a first place spot, but will ultimately be a good wild card team.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Definitely probably a 5 seed. I don't see the same magic coming out of Minnesota, and it's like, no, the Packers were good, and it wasn't magical. It wasn't bullshit. It wasn't.
They were.
Holy crap! I can't believe they're winning. It was like, no, this team is very solid.
The Green Bay Packers are disciplined.
Yes.
They're and consider. I mean, it's shocking because of how young they are too. I mean,
very.
That was their whole thing, is they're the youngest roster and all that. It's like, it is shocking. But if I had to go out of 10, chances of them making it to a Super Bowl, sitting somewhere between like a 3 and a 4. Maybe closer to a 3.
I
Like
thought you were talking percentage. Out of 10,
out of 10, like if I had to just like gun to my head, 3.3 out of 10.
I was closer to 4. Three
Solid
nine.
4. Solid 4.
3.9.
3.9. Split that up. 3.5. 3.55. 3. My math is horrible. What is it?
What did I say? 3.9.
You said 3.9. I said 3.3.
3.6.
3.6. I said 3.55. Yeah. It's okay. It both took us a second. 3.6.
Sorry.
36% chance for the Packers to make it to the Super Bowl
Mental
next
math
season.
is the biggest waste of time.
Mental math.
We all have boop boops on here and
Yeah,
bing bangs
I
and
could have jumped on the
GPTs.
calculator.
What does GPT mean? Is that just a thing?
No clue.
Okay.
I have no clue what GPT.
Maybe I should ask Chat GPT.
Ask Chat GPT what GPT stands for.
Yeah.
Should we find out? I think now we know. If I'm gonna type what does, if it pops up as one of the top 3, they were listening this entire time. All right, it's not on there.
Cool.
What does?
No, you know why it's not on there? Because you
They
said,
were
yo, if this
listening.
pops up, they're listening.
Generative pre-trained transformer.
No way Chat GPT is a transformer, dude.
Chat generative pre-trained transformer.
Bumblebee, dude.
GPT models are designed to create new text rather than just classify or predict existing data. Pre-trained before being used for specific tasks, GPT models are trained on a massive data set of text to learn patterns, grammar, and context. Okay. Generative pre-trained transformer. So Chat GPT. GPT, post-trained transformer.
I think there's a hyphen.
I don't care. I feel like we discussed hyphens before, and
Have we ever discussed
I put
hyphens?
my foot down. No, we have, and I don't want to. Again, I feel like we have, and I don't want
to. We have not on this.
We have, and I don't want to. But 36% chance for the Packers to make it to the Super Bowl. I don't hate it. That would put them right now a little bit under San Francisco.
Fine.
And, I mean, the next one drops all the way to 17.5% for Denver.
A little under Denver, no?
No. Way higher than Denver.
What do we put Denver at? Oh, 17.5%. Yeah. No, that's very fair.
All right. Minnesota. You know the names. I mean, Jamar. Jesus Christ.
Justin. Get it right.
I looked at a list of names and just said them all at the same time.
Yes.
You got Jettas, J.J. McCarthy, Jordan Addison. You got Hawkinson. You got Aaron Jones. You got Jonathan Grenard. You got Van Ginkel. Van Ginkel. However it's pronounced.
Van Gummers.
Some moves they did make: Rondale Moore, receiver from Atlanta, Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave. So they made some moves. The obvious pro for the Minnesota Vikings, Justin Jefferson.
Yes.
I mean, if you look at some other things, they were top 10 in sacks last season, and they added even more power for the pass rush with Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave. The cons, not the same as Caleb, but I mean, it is the J.J. McCarthy debut.
Exactly.
So, I mean, considering
you got a very, very, very green rookie. Now, granted, national champion, all that stuff, got to sit behind Sam Darnold during a phenomenal season. Hopefully learned from that and can be a beast, but
But I can't lie. I think last year was their window.
Yeah, no, last year, I don't want to call it a fluke because it was a great year, but
it wasn't a fluke. All the dominoes just fell perfect. Everything just clicked.
It was like you're in Sam's best year ever, and the defense is playing incredible, and Jettis is doing Jettis things, and the schedule's not that tough, and we're beating teams, and we're doing this and we're doing that.
And this schedule this season, I mean, this strength of schedule obviously ain't doing them no favors. They got to play at home they got Baltimore, Cincinnati, Philly, Washington, Atlanta. Away they
Oh my
got
God.
Cleveland, Dallas, the Giants, Pittsburgh, the Chargers, and the Seahawks, plus Detroit twice a year, and then Green Bay twice. I mean,
That's not
it's
too bad, but all those other games are fucking scary.
I don't Detroit twice, Green Bay twice, on top of Baltimore, Cincinnati, Philly, Washington, Dallas, Pittsburgh, the Chargers. I mean, that is that's a pain in the ass. That's a pain in the ass schedule. And
Yeah,
you got
and I mean, this is relying on Caleb, not Caleb, Jesus Christ,
JJ.
a rookie basically in JJ.
I mean, it's going to be difficult. And their O line last year, where they were tied sixth in total sacks allowed, and guys are getting older. Like I don't know how well Aaron Jones is going to play. Harrison Smith is getting old back there playing safety.
Yep.
I mean, it's like it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem with Minnesota. Now, if you want to base this, if you want to try to help, if you need any help, like comparing it to other things, other teams,
Yeah.
like I have them sitting probably a little bit better chance than Seattle, but I don't know if do they pass Denver? If they pass Denver, it's not by much.
I I don't think so. Just because, I mean, we don't know what JJ can do.
We
Same
have
way that
absolutely no clue.
we didn't know what Caleb could have done. Um, and to give a rookie quarterback Super Bowl expectations, I mean, we weren't going to give Jaden anything in terms of Super Bowl expectations. He just kind of did it, but I don't see this Vikings team coming together and winning anywhere near as many games. I mean, potential playoff team, but it's rough.
1.5.
I was about to say 15.
1.5,
15
1.5 out of
worse.
10, 15%. 15% chance for the Vikings to make it to the Super Bowl. All right, the final one, which I mean, this one might be the easiest or the hardest. I don't know, however you want to look at it. But you got the Detroit Lions.
I'm
Um,
both.
we know the stars. You know, Jared Goff, St. Brown, Sam Laporta, that entire O line, Jahmyr Gibbs, Dave Montgomery,
Jameson Williams.
Hutchinson, Alex Anzalone, Brian Branch. I mean, they got plus
Who's
more.
one of the DBs who looks weird?
Kirby.
I don't know if he looks weird, but his
Kirby.
name's weird.
Why'd I get his?
Joseph
I don't
Kirby.
always. Yeah, Joseph Kirby. Okay.
No,
Um.
nope.
Nope. No.
Kirby
Kirby
Joseph.
Joseph. Kirby
Yeah,
Joseph. There you go. It's okay.
yeah.
You were just reading it in depth chart format.
Exactly. I didn't say comma.
I mean, the big move. I guess they pulled up. They brought over Jets corner DJ Reed. I mean, I
Big.
guess to help out that the DB room. I guess because Chauncey walked, so or they traded Chauncey. Um, so not the worst replacement, even though I mean not even the same position, but still you're getting something back on the defensive side of the ball. Now it's the Detroit Lions. I do believe after having all that success
Yeah.
and then having that loss, that I mean, and not to shit on Washington, but for Detroit that was a disappointing loss.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all destroyed them.
We mushed them.
I mean, the Commanders dog shit. Y'all just shit on them.
Shitted poopies, yes.
And they, I mean, the aspiration, the hopes for a Super Bowl were through the roof. They were Super Bowl favorites.
Yeah. I mean, especially after the past, 3 years at this point?
And I would hope that everything that went down, maybe they look at all the regular season success next year, if they have, the expected success, they look at it a little bit different.
Yeah.
Maybe they pay attention to, they pay even more attention to mistakes that were being made, despite how large of a margin of like victory it was.
Yeah.
Or not have games where you can win and Jared Goff throws 5 picks.
Exactly.
Like maybe just care more about that, because at the end of the day, it's like they knew they were good. So it's like, yeah, he threw 5 picks, but we won.
Yeah.
But we won because we're just like that. So
Yeah.
imagine if he didn't throw those 5 picks. It's like, no, like imagine if he didn't. Like that, y'all would have.
Yeah. What's happening?
He'd be even better.
But
I
I
think they
mean,
can be number one again.
huh?
I think they could be number one again in the NFC. It's just if they've learned anything is the question.
Yeah, and it's. I mean, I'm pretty sure they get Hutchinson back next year. I think if they can stay healthy, um, I don't want to say they've got the division on lock because Green Bay can catch them, and Minnesota, if they have a crazy heater, they can do something. But they control the division. They will dictate um, what goes on, and I don't see them really taking their foot off the gas at all. I still see them playing
Dan
their same
Campbell,
style of football and
Dan
saying
ain't letting
fuck it,
that. Dan ain't letting that shit happen.
fuck no.
It-
This
no
is
way.
his baby. He's gonna do what he wants with this team, and I'm here to see it.
And I mean, you look at the schedule at home. They got Minnesota, Cleveland. Why did I put Minnesota on there? Obviously, they got Minnesota. They got Cleveland, Dallas, the Giants, Pittsburgh, Tampa. Away, they got Baltimore, Cincinnati, Philly, Washington, Kansas City, the Rams. That's a stretch. Baltimore, Cincy, Philly, Washington, KC,
Oof.
all away. That's gonna be. That's gonna be.
Oh,
That's gonna really put them to the test. But I'm thinking a solid 8.7.
you said 8.7.
8.5, 8.4, 8.6, 8.7.
No, yeah,
I mean, I was
what
as
do you
high
think
as
that's fair?
90. I was high as 90%. I was high as a
Yeah,
9 out of 10. I'd drop it as low as 8.7.
I think 85. Um,
So 8.6.
8.6. I mean, yeah, if they can stay healthy, they're for sure a playoff team. Maybe they don't win their division, but sometimes it's better
Maybe they
not
don't. Maybe
to
they
win.
need to lose the
Yeah,
division.
exactly. Maybe like because they've had so many seasons that were so great, and then to lose it in the way that they did the past 2 years is worse than coming into the playoffs with lower expectations. Um,
they need a chip on their shoulder next year sooner than being down 20 in the NFC division round.
exactly.
Like they need that needs to happen a lot sooner so they're
Much.
prepared for some shit like that.
Exactly.
Um, but all right, road to the Super Bowl, the NFC North from worst to best. Chicago 0% chance. Green Bay, Minnesota 15% chance. Green Bay 36% chance, and Detroit an 86% chance to make it to the Super Bowl next year. I like it. I don't hate it at all. I like these. I think they've. I mean, obviously we're not going to know how on point we were until we get to the end of the season. But I think just
I don't think we're gonna be far off though.
I think just preseason. Like I want to see the preseason odds. When we get closer to the season
Yeah.
and see how they compare. But all right,